Hi everyone! Since season 5 of Stranger Things is coming up, I wanted to do something fun and decided to create some demogorgons on my eyes. So I really like Stranger Things and I really like my demogorgons. So I have these two from the Funko soda cans. This one is actually the Chase. I was so happy I got it. I also have this one. This is from the Mini Brands Netflix balls. I also have this Funko Mini. From Pandora, I have this ring. I also got the Demogorgon charm and I just attached it to a necklace. So I'm gonna be using the ColourPop Stranger Things collection. I do have the entire collection and I have not tried everything yet, so I'm gonna be trying it on camera. I'm gonna use this waffle lip mask to just hydrate my lips. It smells like waffles. So since I have my foundation on already, I will go ahead and start with the blush. This is the blush. It is a pH adapting blush. It comes black. In the packaging it's black, but once you use it, it's pink. So with blush and without. I do like to drag my blush onto my nose because I never really like if you have like that harsh line of when your blush ends and when it starts. So I wanted to like blend seamlessly into my foundation. So I just blend it everywhere. And I'm just gonna add some powder. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyeshadow. Whenever you see wallpapers of Stranger Things, you see kind of like the blue and red opposites, you know, of the upside down in the normal world. So I wanted to create a gradient from blue to red, or actually red to blue, because I'm gonna end with the Demogorgon and the Demogorgon is red, so I wanted to have like contrast in the background, so I'm gonna use the blue on the outer part of my eye. So this is what the palette looks like, and there's a Demogorgon here. I tend to start with the darker colors and then go with the lighter ones on top. So I'm gonna start with Hive Mind, which is a dark blue. Because I'm gonna do some art here, I'm gonna go a little bit more up with the eyeshadow. So now I'm gonna use another fluffy brush and I'm gonna blend out the edges. So now I'm actually gonna use a darker red for my inner corner, and that's gonna be Demogorgon. How funny is that? So I'm gonna use a flat brush for this. So again, I'm gonna use a fluffy brush to blend the harsher lines. Now you still see some empty space, like light spaces here. I'm gonna fill that up with the blue. So I'm actually gonna drag some of the blue down here. So I'm using my fluffy brush again. So now we're gonna use brighter colors, and because we use darker colors underneath, they're gonna blend a little bit more easily. I'm gonna start with a blue color, which is this one. It's called the Upside Down. So we're gonna start with the Upside Down. And I'm gonna use my finger for this. Tap that on. So now the blue is on, and I'm going in with the red, and it's called Hawkins. You know, blue and red opposites, upside down in the normal world. I also have these duochrome liquid eyeshadows. So this one has more of a blue hue, and this one has more of a red one. I always really like to brighten up my inner corners, and this is either gonna completely ruin it or elevate the look. And I have never tried these before, so we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna use the red hue one, which is called Humanoid. So I'm gonna use a really small brush. I have this lip brush, but I actually use it for my eyeshadows. I use it for my inner corners, small details if I need to make them. Funny thing is, there's like a lot of Demogorgons on here. And I'm gonna dip my lip brush in here, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna use that small brush to apply this in my inner corner. This elevated look. I feel like the inner corner needs to be a little sharper. Yeah, now you actually see the duochrome. Like this part is blue. Like now it looks pinkish, but now it gets a little bit blue. Now I also have to use the other one. Maybe I will use it like below here, because it's the upside down, you know, and it's kind of like symmetrical. I don't know. Again, this is either gonna completely ruin the look or it's gonna elevate it. And we'll find out together. So again, dipping a little bit in the brush of in the applicator. I honestly really like this. It looks like an opposite eyeliner, you know? It looks like my eyeliner. It looks pretty, it looks edgy, it looks upside down. One thing about me is I always really like to use every product from a collection, so I'm happy I got to use these duochrome liquid eyeshadows in combination with the palette. So now I am going to create my Demogorgon. You know what, actually I'm first gonna use the highlighter because I'm afraid the Demogorgon will be so big it will cover the highlighter area. So this is the highlighter. It is a liquid one. I'm not usually a fan of liquid highlighters because the sparkle is not as bright as powder highlighters. So we're gonna find out. I've never used it before, so let's see. Those are chunky drops. Okay. Just gonna shake it. I'm just gonna start with two dots. I might change my mind about liquid highlighters. Yeah, I changed my mind. This is really pretty. It's very sparkly actually. I like it. I'm gonna create a Demogorgon on my face. Though I do really enjoy this look, I'm gonna complete my lips just in case the Demogorgon will ruin the look. There are 3 lip glosses inspired by the lamps in the series. There's blue, there's orange, and there's pink. I think I might do a combination of blue and pink because upside down. First gonna line my lips. I'm using a darker red. So I'm gonna use red on top and then blue on the bottom. No, it's pink. It's pink. Do you all see a difference? Neither do I. So these aren't pigmented at all. They're shiny though. I don't really see like the glitter inside either. Like so that's a disappointment, but my eyes surely aren't. I don't like this little gap here, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of red. Just a little bit, so it doesn't look like it's unfinished. Alrighty, it's time for the Demogorgon. I'm really scared actually because I'm happy with the way my eyes turned out, and I don't want to ruin the look. If we don't try, we don't know. Thankfully, I have some examples right in front of me. So first, I want to start with the inner portion, his mouth, and I'm just gonna create like a black circle and then add some white lines. So to keep it ColourPop, I'm using the Twilight graphic ink liner from the Twilight collection in the shade Coven. So first, I'm gonna draw a circle. It's not as opaque as I want it to be, but thankfully I have the numero uno ColourPop liquid eyeliner. This one is a felt one. Yeah, it looks a lot better. So what I'm actually gonna do now is I'm gonna draw the petals. I feel like it's easier to add the white lines once the petals are all done. So, as you can see here, the petal on top is kind of thinner than the other ones. So I'm gonna use a ColourPop lipstick to fill that in. So this one is a Luxe Velvet liquid lipstick from the Harry Potter collection, and this one is Harry Potter. So I'm just gonna use my lip brush again and start to color in the lines. This is your reminder that it doesn't need to look perfect, because Demogorgons don't look perfect either. So right now it just looks like I have a giant flower on my eye. So I need to start making the white dots. So I don't have a white liquid eyeliner by ColourPop, so I'm using this one by Juvia's. I think maybe it will work a little bit better if I just add some dots. I mean, now I definitely have a Demogorgon on my eye, right? What do you think? Part of me wants to create another Demogorgon on that side, but it feels like I will also ruin this eye look, because now you can tell there's an upside down going on with the duochromes. And now it's overshadowed by the Demogorgon. So maybe I will leave it as it is. I'm thinking, because I went over the blue, I will add a little bit of blue underneath. A little bit of that blue tulle. You know, like that, because now the look is really tied together. So I went ahead and I did the other eye too. What do you think? Honestly, I do think that this one came out a little bit better than that one. Maybe because of the angle of the Demogorgon. So I did the other eye while I was going live. And essentially what I did was I created a black circle on the side of my eye, and then I started drawing the petals. Again, I'm using my lip brush to use the ColourPop lipstick to fill in the petals. Now I'm using the white eyeliner by Juvia's Place to create some white stripes. Let me know what you think of my makeup look in the comments, and if you have any recommendations on what I should create next, let me know that as well. Me and my Demogorgons want to thank you for watching me sparkle.